Hello friends, I am in Seattle. I am going out to enjoy the nature and I will share with you a couple of stories on life and leadership in this video. I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and let me share with you my challenge. I was blessed to be alive after brain stroke in the year of 2021. I survived because of my positive psychology and because of my willpower. So last 2 days I could not go out for walking and I could not enjoy the nature because it was raining yesterday. Today also it's very complicated. So let me start. This is the home where my younger son Ramkrishna Sai lives here. These are the villas in and around our home, and now I'll walk and talk, and I'll share with you a couple of stories on life and leadership. And its sun is favorable, but it was drizzling a few hours ago. So let me introduce myself. My name is Professor M.S. Rao. I have authored 53 books, including the award-winning book titled See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate His Holiness Dalai Lama has written a foreword. I have 43 years of diversified experience, including Indian Air Force, business, teaching and training. You can see Alaska Airlines. There are two airports in Seattle. So whenever I hear the sounds of aircrafts, I get goosebumps because I served in the Indian Air Force for 12 years. Yes. So I was interrupted because of the sound. So let me introduce myself once again. My name is Professor M.S. Rao. I have authored 53 books, including the award-winning book titled See the Light in You, for which the Nobel laureate His Holiness Dalai Lama has written a foreword. I have 43 years of diversified experience, including Indian Air Force, business, teaching and training. I am a late bloomer, a dyslexic, ADHD, OCD. Add to that the brain stroke worsened my health in the year 2021. I survived because of my positive psychology and because of the power of subconscious mind. I am 61 years old. I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. I don't have two-wheeler, I don't have four-wheeler, I don't get any pension, I don't have any regular income. Despite having all the challenges, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix. So life is all about possibilities. Enjoy every moment of your life. Never give up. Life is a gift from God. Be positive. My blood group is B positive and I am positive by nature. I am an author, researcher. I'm very curious and creative by nature. I'm a storyteller. I create my own stories and share them to make a difference and impact humankind. I'll talk briefly about Seattle. Seattle is a very beautiful city and people are amicable and adjustable. People respect diversity. People respect LGBT. So overall Seattle is a very beautiful city, and I came to Seattle for the first time and more than 3 months I am in Seattle, and Seattle is more expensive than Dallas, and Seattle is and New York is more expensive than Seattle. Overall, the city is very beautiful, and Seattle and Bellevue are closely connected, and they are just like twin cities of Telangana in India. So it takes 20 minutes to drive to Bellevue. We visited a couple of places in and around Seattle, and we visited some places in Washington state, and we also visited some places in Oregon. We visited Salem and Portland. So we are enjoying, and thanks to my younger son who is paying the bills, and who is taking care of me and my wife. Right now I am walking with my wife to enjoy the nature. And there are a couple of companies, they are doing good in Seattle, namely Alaska Airlines, Boeing, Starbucks, Microsoft, Northstorm, Amazon, Costco. These are all a few companies. They are doing good. They are very famous, and the entrepreneurs had vision, and they started. Jeff Bezos started from garage with books, and now he's one of the top 5 billionaires in the world. And both I think both Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos live here. Recently I came to know that Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, also lives in Seattle with his wife. So this is briefly about Seattle, and now we are entering into winter season in Seattle, and 1 month back it was very greenery and very beautiful. Now leaves fell down, and you won't find any leaves. So now I have to go to the junction, and I'll take a break, then I'll continue my story. And there are some entrepreneurs who have startups, and they are raising, they are growing. Of course, entrepreneurship involves lots of challenges. Entrepreneurship is a dog fight. Entrepreneurship is a dog fight, and entrepreneurship is for brave-hearted, not for faint-hearted. And entrepreneurship involves lots of challenges, and people often think that I don't want to pursue entrepreneurship, but let me tell you the fact. Life itself is a risk. What happens next, that we can't predict. What happens the very next moment is unpredictable. This is about life. Just let me walk over the other side. Yeah, I'm crossing. So this is the junction where we find groceries, seafood, all items. This is a Seattle supermarket, seafood market, then again petrol bunk. This is a junction. Now I am standing at the junction for my wife. My wife is following me. It's a four-way junction. So this entrepreneurship involves lots of risk, but it's worth taking a risk. Not to take a risk is also a risk. So you have to take a risk, and when you take a risk, you fail, but at the same time you succeed. You fail a couple of times, then again you bounce back when you are persistent and when you are resilient by nature, right? So you should be very resilient, whether it's entrepreneurship or life. And I strongly advocate entrepreneurship, and I published 53 books. In fact, I wrote 60 books. One of the books, out of 60, 7 books are yet to be edited and updated. One of the books is about entrepreneurship, which is yet to be edited and published. And this talks about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship and leadership are closely connected. And in view of the health challenges, I could not complete the book proposal. So this is about entrepreneurship. And when you pursue entrepreneurship, apart from making money, you also improve the lives of the people, and you provide employment opportunities, and people migrate to different places. They get lots of opportunities, and they get they will have better standard of living. So we should encourage the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is all about adding value and impacting with entrepreneurial zeal and enthusiasm, right? So I strongly advocate entrepreneurship. And so I introduced myself, then I talked with you, I shared with you briefly about Seattle life, weather, and I connected Seattle with entrepreneurship. So now I will move on to the next one. What I do is that I share stories. I'm an author, researcher, and a storyteller. I create my own stories and share my stories to impact humankind. That's what I do it. And I'm 61 years old. I have a chronic back pain since 2007 because of my continuous sitting and writing. And secondly, I have brain stroke in there 2021. Third, I have internal allergies. So I walk and talk. So there are multiple benefits of walking and talking. First thing is, while walking, I improve the mobility. Second, I improve my communication skills. Third, I record my memories and upload on my YouTube channel, and I share with the connections. When people love my stories and share with their connections, that gives me immense joy. When I share my stories and people appreciate my work, I feel very happy. Whether they are appreciate or don't appreciate, but I keep doing my duty sincerely and seriously. That's what I do it. So let me walk. Okay, now I just cross. So I'm recording these memories. I'm already 61. So, and I am not a tech savvy, and I can't shift my smartphone from left hand to right hand as my right shoulder is numb, and I can't shift it to my right hand. So I am holding my smartphone with my left hand, and holding my smartphone with my left hand is very stressful and painful, but still I am holding. Why? Because I want to share my story, and some of my stories people like and share with their connections. I feel very happy and excited. So with that view, I started sharing my stories despite having financial challenges. And another thing is that I'm not a technical digital savvy, so I'm uploading only raw videos. So please empathize with me. But whatever is possible, that we have to do it. And you can't get everything on a platter. Whatever you get, you have to accept and you have to move. Life is like that. And if you get things on a platter, you are lucky. But very few people are lucky to get things on platter. In my case, I never got things on a platter. So that's okay. No whining and no complaining and no criticizing. Let us mind our own job. So I was interviewed a host some 3 hours back. It was about my brain stroke, about my life challenges, and I truly enjoyed. Currently, previously people were writing. Now currently the trend is shifting, where people are looking for more visibility. They are more interested in viewing rather than writing or reading. So the things have changed in view of the technology, and people are more interested in the videos rather than writing stuff. And add to that, a picture is worth 1,000 a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I am recording on video slowly. I am sharing with my networks. The host interviewed me just I think some 3 hours back. So I asked so I responded, and I was provoked. I felt very happy when someone provokes me. I feel very happy. Why? Because when someone provokes, I become more alert and I learn more. I take things in a very positive sense. So this is an helicopter. Just now I heard the sound of a helicopter, and I know about helicopter. Why? Because I worked in B-17 helicopters. From the sound itself, I can make out that it's a helicopter. And I served in the Indian Air Force. I served in the military aircrafts, and I worked in the MiG-21 as a Bowser operator. Then I worked as a technician in the Indian Air Force. I worked in Mi-17 helicopters. So whenever I hear the sounds, I get excited. I get goosebumps, as I said. So it's not a distraction. I feel happy when I hear the sounds of aircraft. This is again different aircraft. There are okay. Let me talk about. There are 2 airports in Seattle, and 2 airlines. One is Alaska Airlines and Boeing. So they are very close by where we are living. So that's why we hear the sounds often. Maybe every few minutes we hear the sounds of aircrafts. That's about the sounds from the aircraft. Now again I'll revert back to the storytelling, which where I attended for the podcast, and I was asked a couple of questions about my brain stroke, IQ, EQ. Who was your hero? I said my hero was Abraham Lincoln, and I admire Mahatma Gandhi. And how do then what he has asked one more question, that is, what is the meaning of alien? I said alien is something which I have not come across, but I heard. Probably I think Elon Musk can respond. I don't know whether Elon Musk can respond to aliens. So this is the answer I give to. Then again he has asked the question, what is your guiding voice? Guiding voice means, I feel that there is some divine force or God, some hidden power or spark that drives me move forward. And I had a brain stroke and I survived because of the brain stroke. I survived from the brain stroke because of the guiding voice. Then what is your favorite food? I said hello, biryani. Then again, what are the films you like? I said I like Ben-Hur. I enjoyed Ben-Hur, and also I enjoyed Gandhi's autobiography, Richard Attenborough. I don't recall exactly the name. The Gandhi movie, that is Hollywood movie, and Ben-Hur. Then he asked about my favorite Bollywood songs. Then I said about Raj Kapoor's Mera Juta Hai Jo Pani. And whenever someone talks about फिर भी दिल है Hindustan, I felt very happy. And I am an Indian Air Force. I am an Indian and I am a patriotic like any other average Indian. I love my country. I am a patriot. I am an Indian Air Force. So these are the things. So like that, yes, the host asked a couple of questions. What matters about IQ and EQ? Then I said we need to emphasize IQ and EQ, and we have to emphasize more on IQ, not exactly IQ. IQ means something intelligence quotient, and EQ is something that is learnable. That means you can learn. That is about EQ, related to emotional intelligence, right? So I told them people often look for stones by leaving gems at home. We should focus on gems. We should focus on our inherent talents. We must find out our talents. Then we have to build skills around the talent. Unfortunately, people, what they do the other way around. They run for skills by ignoring their own talents. We are all gifted with unique talents and gifts, and we must leverage our talents to add value and impact. So this is the life. And then again I was asked what does success mean. I hardly focus on success. Rather, for me, success is something I am not very much inclined, but success means do your duty and don't look for returns. And sometimes you don't get returns, sometimes, most of the times you don't get any returns, but still you have to do your duty, because you are born in this world. You have to do something and leave this world. This was the philosophy I shared. And of course People might disagree or agree, it's up to them. I shared about these aspects. So we should focus on our inherent talents and build skills around, so that we can add value and impact. So this is about. Then again, what is the definition of leadership? I was told again, leadership means what? You have to take initiative, and you have to be positive, and you should stick to some basic core values, and you have to be courageous. You have to lead from the front. You have to add value and impact humankind. This is how we have to do it. This is the definition of leadership. So like that, the host asked a couple of questions on life, leadership. I was very happy. Whatever was possible, I responded, and especially we respond to the questions that we know, in which we are comfortable. And when the host invited me to speak, that means I am an authority in some aspect. That was the reason why I was invited to speak. So that is about leadership. Then again, then I shared a couple of stories. That is Socrates' three-filter test. That is the test philosopher, that is Socrates. Socrates is known as the father of philosophy, and he talked various aspects of philosophy, and he shared one of the test, that is three-filter test. So I will explain you briefly about the three-filter test. It was about Socrates. Once Socrates was approached by a person, and that person asked the Socrates, I had an information. Do you want to listen to the information? Then Socrates was a philosopher by the name itself. Then he has asked that guy, the information which you are going to share, is it correct? Is it authentic? He has asked. Then the guy has told, no, I am not sure. The second question he has asked was, is it positive? No, it's not positive, it is negative, Socrates, the guy has told. Then third question he has asked was, the information which you are going to share is useful or not? Then again the guy responded, no, it's not useful. Then Socrates told very clearly, the information that you received is not correct. That is first one. Second thing is, it's not positive. Third is, it's not useful. This is known as three-filter test. So in life, what happens? People talk so many things. You have to check the authenticity of the information. Then secondly, whether it's positive. Then third, again, you have to look at the usefulness. So this is very much relevant, and this is the story I shared during the podcast. Then again, I added my own perspectives, in the sense, currently there is a misinformation and disinformation, and there is a fake information across the world. People find it very difficult to understand what is correct and what is wrong. It's very challenging, right? So I shared briefly about information and disinformation and fake information, especially with the advantage of technology. Lots of things have changed, and and mostly we are getting negative information. So we have to focus on positive information, correct information. Then again, we have to cross-verify the information whether it's correct or not. Only when you are convinced that the information is correct, then you can share with others. Otherwise, you should not share the information, right? So I am standing here. This is again one more junction. I'll go straight and come. Last 2 days we couldn't go for a walk. Oh, now we got a clearance and we are crossing the road junction. This is a junction, Beacon Avenue. Okay. So this was about Socrates 3-filter test. The second story I shared was David versus Goliath. This is a story. It's a story where David takes on mighty Goliath, and then the guy, the David, he took the slingshot and hit the Goliath and fell down. Then he killed him, right? So your attitude matters everything. Size doesn't count. Your attitude counts, and content matters, right? These are all the aspects. So this is the story of David versus Goliath. The Goliath was very strong and bulky in size, but still he was killed by David. So David's attitude. So attitude is very important, and a lot of research was done in the 20th century to find out what made the people succeed. One word that changed everything was attitude. When you have a very positive attitude, right attitude and strong attitude, sky is the limit for you. So we must emphasize on attitude. It's for students or with the world. We have to emphasize attitude. When you have a right attitude, you can lead from the front. This was the second story I shared. Third story I shared was during the podcast was once a philosopher was approached by two naughty students, and the two naughty students approached a philosopher and asked the philosopher, and one of the two naughty students hit the bird in the folded hands. Then he asked the philosopher, could you tell me the bird which is hidden in my folded hands is alive or dead? So let me repeat this question. Two naughty students approached the philosopher and asked the philosopher to tell whether the bird one of the students was keeping in the folded hands was dead or alive. Then the philosopher was very intelligent and very wise, and of course by name is a philosopher. Then he smiled. What these two naughty students thought was, if the bird was alive, you would prove the philosopher wrong by killing the bird because he was holding the bird. That was one thing. Second thing was, if the philosopher said that the bird was dead, the naughty student would prove that the bird was alive. So either way, the naughty student wanted to find two responses. So this is briefly about the story. Then how the philosopher responded. The philosopher told very clearly, the bird you are holding in your hand is dead or alive depends on in your hands. If you say that the bird is alive, you would kill and prove me wrong. And if you say that the bird is dead, means you would prove me wrong by showing that the bird is alive. Either way, you would show in that way. So what the philosopher said was, whether the bird is alive or dead depends on your hands, not in my hands. So friends, your life depends in your hands. Your life depends in your hands. Whether it's a bird or life, whatever it is in your hands. So the students were shocked with the response given by the philosopher. So your life depends in your hands, whether you want to kill the bird or when you want to keep the bird alive, whether you want to use your life for positive things or destructive things, it depends on your attitude, right? So this is the story. So I shared 3 stories with my host. One was 3-filter test of Socrates. Second thing, David versus Goliath, that is again attitude. And again third thing was philosopher with the 2 students. So these are the things, 3 stories I shared with my host, and they were very happy and excited. Even I am also very happy. Why? Because I create my own stories and share my stories to impact humankind, right? I am very curious and creative by nature. I am an author and researcher and a storyteller. So whatever is the possible, I share with the world. So like this, the host asked a couple of questions about an attitude, IQ, EQ, who was my role model. Then again, he has asked one more question: what is the best book in your life? Then I said, definitely my best book is titled See the Light in You, for which His Holiness Dalai Lama has written a foreword. And I am grateful to His Holiness Dalai Lama that he wrote a foreword for my book titled See the Light in You. I was very happy. And then what are the other leaders you admire? I was asked. I said I am a product of my own ideas and ideologies, and I don't compromise with my ideas. I don't compromise with my ideologies. I'm very strict and I won't bend, right? So I'm a product of my own ideas and ideologies, and I'm a product of my 53 books. All 53 books means 53 babies I am having. I can say that they are babies. People say children, I say 53 books are 50 babies are 53 books are 53 books are 53 babies I am having. So then again I was asked by the host, what are all the leaders you admire? I said all the leaders I admire. Some of them are, to start with, I admire Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln has been my inspiration since my childhood, and Mahatma Gandhi is also my hero, and I read the books, I read lots of biographies. I read Mahatma Gandhi's My Experiments with the Truth. Then I read Swami Vivekananda's books. I shared with the world. I shared with the world. So again I am getting goosebumps. There is an aircraft that is Delta. Yeah, this is Delta aircraft. Different types of aircrafts are flying over. So various leaders I mentioned, I admire leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela. For 27 or 28 years he was jailed, but he never gave up. He stood by his values and principles. That was Nelson Mandela. And Martin Luther King was a great leader, and he emphasized equality, and he was assassinated. He never compromised. And His Holiness Dalai Lama, he wanted freedom for Tibet. Throughout life, he is in Dharmasala. He never compromised with his principles. That is about His Holiness Dalai Lama. So like that, there are lots of leaders like Mother Teresa. I admire Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa is the symbol of compassion. Yeah, I was here. I was waiting here. So I'll go to a point, then I'll return. Red Apple Hilltop Market. This is. Then I will return. So I think 41 minutes. This is again one more aircraft. What is this? This is Alaska Airlines flying over. So this is the junction, and now we are returning. We walked straight, and we are returning. We are because last 2 days we couldn't go for a walk because of the rain, and rain was a dampener. So it was very challenging. Now we are returning. Yeah, good. So friends, this is a junction. This is McKellan Street, and now we are returning. So last 2 days we were at home only because of the rain. Now we are enjoying good weather, good climate. We are very happy. Okay, now I am returning. So now again I'll revert to my storytelling. So these are the leaders I admire, and I am a product of my own knowledge. 43 years of experience, 61 years of observation. All these things I mentioned. So then again the host asked one more question. What is your philosophy? Yeah, it's very touching. So I shared with him about my philosophy. As you know, when I walk, I get ideas, and people get ideas in different ways. People get ideas in classroom, in bedroom, in washroom. Like that, people get ideas. In my case, I get ideas while walking. I get ideas in the classroom, because when I speak with students, just let me see. This is again. So just let me cross this junction. Okay. So I started to speak about my philosophy. The host has asked a question about my philosophy. And people get ideas from multiple sources. Some people get ideas in the washroom, some people get ideas in bedroom, washroom. Like that, people get creative. They get spark from different sources. In my life, how I get ideas are, I get ideas while walking. So while walking only, I had an idea. Then I started. An idea is flashed. Then and I also get ideas in the classroom. Whenever I teach, I get ideas. Sometimes I am bombarded with lots of ideas while teaching itself, and sometimes students question me a lot. So I feel very happy and honored when people question me, because there is someone who is asking. When somebody is asking, that means what? They are paying attention. So I'm very happy. When people question, I feel very happy. Whereas some of the people, they get annoyed and irritated when someone questions. In my case, when someone questions, I feel very happy. Why? Because somebody is provoking me. That's one thing. Somebody is listening me. First of all, when somebody are asking a question, means they are listening to me. So I was very happy that I pay attention to them and they question. Then when they question, then I respond. Then we have conversation, we have dialogue, and others also listen and they also learn something from that. So that's how I get ideas. So while walking, I had an idea to create my own philosophy while walking. Okay, so let me. Now there is no disturbance while walking. Now it's a straight road. So while walking, I had an idea. Then what I do usually, I have a couple of. I create models, methods, frameworks. Recently, I started philosophy. I think a month ago. So like the lots of stuff I do, despite having health challenges, despite having financial crunch, but still I do lots of activities. And then I felt let me think about my own philosophy. Then what happened? I googled Professor Rao's philosophy. So I was so much excited when I saw the first result on Google. Professor Rao's philosophy is health first, education second, and wealth third. I felt very happy. I was on cloud 9. Let me tell you, I was on cloud 9 when I got my own result on Google search engine. What is Professor Rao's philosophy? Professor Rao's philosophy is to emphasize health first, education second, and wealth third. He harnesses technology. So I was very happy, excited, and I was on cloud 9, and it was a positive sign. So that means it's I believe the power of universe. Then I started scrolling on my laptop on Google. Then what happened? I came to know that already I published an article on what is your leadership philosophy, and second thing was that I also published a research paper on stoicism, and which I didn't know, because after the brain stroke I lost connections. If I publish one book, it's okay, I can remember. If I publish one research paper, I can remember. But I published 300 research papers. I published more than 1,000 articles. I serve on the editorial board of various international journals, including JVPL and Emerald, DLO. So lots of things I did. So when I was Googling, I came to know about stoicism and what was my leadership philosophy. That already article was published. Then I often referred to about Socrates. Then again I shared a couple of stories through books and in my teaching and training program. So I felt very happy and excited. It was a positive sign to start my own philosophy. That's how I got a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. Let me repeat the statement. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. I take first step. Unlike others, I take first step, then I write down. For me, a short pencil is better than a long-term memory. And whatever the ideas I get, I just write down on Word document. Because I am walking and talking, so immediately I return from walk, then I go to my laptop and type philosophy, MS Rao. So that's how I started. Then I created quotes on my philosophy. I created templates. Then I created a couple of words related to my own philosophy, like universe, God, empathy, humanity, story, humankind, so attitude, gratitude, empathy. So these are all the words I have noted down. Then I decided to work on my own philosophy, because I'm a product of my own my books. I'm a product of my own experience. I'm a product of my own books. So I have taken the words which are very closely connected to my life. Then I scribbled a couple of words and created my own philosophy. Then I want to write a book on my philosophy in the future. So lots of things I'm meant to do, and I will do it. Now right now my right hand is paralyzed, and I can't eat with my right hand, and I can't type with my right hand. I can't type with my right hand. I can't eat with my right hand. So lots of challenges. My right shoulder is numb. So lots of challenges are there. But still I am very positive that I'll overcome my numbness, and I will type, and I will eat with my right hand, and I'll publish my books. So this is how I started working on my own philosophy. Then again I started, I googled to find out Socrates. Then I came to know that Socrates is known as the father of philosophy, which I didn't know. So I did research, because I am very curious and creative. So then I started googling. Then I think it's close to 1 month I started I started creating my own notes, that too with left hand. Slowly I am typing and doing. Otherwise I would do very fast. So this was the very big challenge, and now the research is going on. Then I have searched various types of philosophy, like stoicism, nihilism, then pragmatism, education. Then I just wanted to explore from the perspective of education leadership, because I am passionate about education and learning. I believe in acquiring knowledge and sharing my knowledge. So I decided to work from educational philosophy. So still the research is going on. It will take years of it takes years of lifetime to create my own philosophy. But daily I am investing my time by researching about my philosophy. In the meanwhile, I am also doing some physiotherapy exercises to overcome my numbness, and hopefully I will do lots of things, and I will create my own philosophy. So now I am standing at the junction. So this is a junction. I am waiting. If I get a green signal, then I will walk. Today is Monday. Saturday, Sunday was a dampener. I could not enjoy weekend because of the rain. Now I got a clearance to walk. Yeah, we have crossed the junction. Yeah, now we are safe. no disturbance, and I can start my own story. So this is Seattle Fire Department. Again, one more aircraft. This is, I don't know, I think Alaska Airlines, I think. Alaska Airlines. Spokane Street, Beacon Street. So I'll walk and talk. So this is, friends, I hope you enjoyed my interaction with the podcast some, I think, 3 to 4 hours ago, and I shared lots of things related to my ideas, related to my education and learning. I shared my ideas and insights. I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and share with your networks, because if some of my stories are shared, that serves my purpose. The life on this beautiful planet is limited, and so we must utilize our time in such a way that we can impact the world in a positive way. So let us utilize our precious time without unwanted things. Be positive and be optimistic, and so these are all the insights. So lots of, I think the interview lasted for an hour. I think my interview will be edited and uploaded January 2025. I think it might take maximum a month, where I will share my podcast. It's a Telugu podcast. Actually, I am not comfortable with the Telugu. Actually, I am a Telugu, and I started with the Telugu medium. My journey started with Telugu language, and I love my mother tongue. But again, after I joined the Indian Air Force, I learnt English, Hindi. Then I was in Tamil Nadu for a few years. So I mixed Telugu with English, then Hindi, then Tamil. So like that, I don't have any clear-cut idea about my language. But at the end of the day, we have to impact. The means are many, but end is one. Let me repeat. Means are many, but end is one. There are so many languages, but ultimately we have to impact. So language is one of the medium to impact, whether the Telugu or Tamil or English or whatever the language. It's a medium of expression. So we should convey, and we have to share our stories. So if I again recall, I'll share with you about the podcast. So now I'll move on to the next topic. I'll talk briefly about my life. Yeah, I was born on 1963, October 31st, in a tiny village, and in India. And I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. And my childhood was very chaotic. I could not enjoy my childhood. And I used to support my parents in a hotel, and I used to clean dishes. Sometimes I would collect cash, sometimes I would clean. I would prepare tea, sometimes I would clean dishes. So like that, so many things I did, and I could not enjoy my childhood passions. And my father was a litigant and alcoholic, and my mother is a naysayer, very complicated woman. And I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. So anyhow, we can't do anything about the place of my birth and the people where I was born into. But what I would like to share with the world is that I blossomed from the mud of like a lotus. I blossomed like a lotus from the mud. That mud is nothing but toxic family, toxic environment. So lots of challenges I encountered. So we can't blame others. So what we can do is that you create your own destiny. Your life depends in your hands. How you make it, how you utilize your time for the world and humanity as a whole. There is nothing greater than humanity in this world. Let me share with you. There is nothing greater than humanity. Humanity is everything. Humanity is indeed. That's it. I would say in this manner. So like this now, when I speak, I get ideas automatically. I am walking and talking and I am getting ideas. Humanity is indeed. Humanity matters. I started a slogan, soft leadership matters. So I would like to keep it as a tagline, but I have not yet decided because I am yet to research on my slogan, that is soft leadership matters. So at the age of 18 I discontinued my degree, then joined Indian Air Force on 4th February 1982 in Secunderabad Air Force Station, Begumpet, and 5th February 1982 I went to Tambaram, Chennai, and I was an airman. Again, people might think that I was an officer in the Indian Air Force, but the fact is that I served in the lowest rank of as a corporal. I served in the lowest rank of a corporal for 12 years in the Indian Air Force, and my father-in-law invited me to join for business, and I joined for business. Unfortunately, my brother-in-law and father-in-law backstabbed and betrayed, so I landed on further problems. So first of all, born in a toxic family, and second thing was betrayal by my own father-in-law and brother-in-law. So lots of challenges. So I did business which didn't work out. Then I became a faculty member in the year 2007, and at that time education helped me overcome my adversity, and I became a faculty member in the year 2007. And at that time, in the Indian Air Force itself, I acquired 6 qualifications from Indian Air Force. They are DME, Aeronautical Engineering from Indian Air Force, BSc, which I discontinued and continued to BSc. I earned from Andhra University, and I got my degree. Usual degree takes 3 years, but for me it took more than 4 years because I paid condonation fee, and I started my journey. And I used to prepare notes when I was in Air Force, and I visited far distant places in Jodhpur by bicycle to acquire knowledge. In those days there was scarcity of knowledge, lack of information, but I craved for information. Now the things have changed. Now there is a problem of plenty. It's a very big problem. Information overload, it's a problem of plenty. It's a very big challenge. So things have changed, and I acquired 6 qualifications: DME from Indian Air Force, and BSc from Andhra University, MBA from IGNOU, New Delhi, that is a correspondence course, and then Ph.D. BM from Ministry of Defence, and MA from Ajmer University, PGDCLL from Jodhpur University in the night college. I think 1991, I think, when I was in Jodhpur, I acquired. So all those qualifications helped me, and especially MBA helped me to become a faculty member. So friends, don't underestimate the power of education. For me, education is everything. Education doesn't mean you have to get qualified. Having education is always is an advantage in my life, especially Education helped me overcome my adversity and became a faculty member, because at that time MBA was required. So I had MBA. Then I joined as a faculty member in the year 2007, and 2010 I started writing. I made a debut as an author and published 53 books, published more than 300 research papers, and published more than 1,000 articles. So within a span of I think 14 to 15 years, lots of things I have done, because I wake up every day morning at 4 o'clock, at night 10 o'clock I sleep on dot, and afternoon I take a break. So I am very workaholic, and I was born with some purpose, right? Then I published different books in different genre. The basic challenge with was that I didn't have any mentor, I didn't have any coach, I didn't have any guide. Nobody sponsored for my education. Even government of India didn't sponsor for my education. Everything was my own money. I adjusted with limited money. So for me the slogan is very simple. If you have a laptop, and if you have a mobile, and if you have internet, you can shake the world. Let me repeat my quote. Just now I got it, and again I am sharing with you. Give me a laptop, give me a mobile, and give me internet. I'll impact humankind. So that's the power of technology. So it all depends on how we use it, and it's a bad tradesman who blames their tools. It's a wise tradesman who will work with the existing tools and impact. That's what I learned from military. So it's not a military slogan as such usually. So it's be a good tradesman, work with what you are having without complaining, without whining, and add value and impact. So this is briefly about my life, and these are all the challenges. This is briefly about my bio. Then again I acquired 6 qualifications. People might think that I acquired my qualifications from Cambridge or Harvard, but the reality was that I was a college dropout, started with the Telugu language. So that's how I led my life, right? So whatever comes, we have to accept. So these are the aspects I shared with my during the podcast some 4 hours ago. That's what I did. So everyone is gifted with some unique talent, opportunities. You have to leverage with what you are having, without whining, without complaining, without criticizing, without condemning. Create your own destiny. Your life depends in your hands, not in somebody's hands. So this is briefly about I think it's more than 1 hour. So it's very already I talked, oh my goodness, I talked with the host for more than 1 hour, and then again I talked off the line also with the host, before pre-preparation and post-preparation, post feedback. So I now I am speaking. I think more than 1 hour I am speaking by holding with my left hand. It's very painful and stressful. So when you are passionate about something, you don't look for any pain. You don't look for any things of that kind. And again here I would like to share one more thing. What can't be cured must be endured. So you endure the pain. Now I am enduring the pain. I am enduring the pain of my brain stroke. I am enduring the pain of internal allergies. I am enduring my back pain. So I am enduring all financial challenges. I am sharing, right? So what can't be cured must be endured. That's one thing. So life is not easy. Life is very challenging and very complicated, and but still you have to work with your limitations, and if any misalignments are there, you have to remove, and you have to move forward. That is briefly about life. So these are all the things I shared with the host. So again, I am telling you, it's more than 1 hour I am holding. So I think it will take 1.5 hours continuously holding. Then again, more than 1 hour I talked with the host. So you can imagine it's very difficult for me to speak. But still, and I have to take rest. Once I return, I'll upload the video and focus on other activities. So I shared various aspects. Now I'll talk about soft leadership. I'll talk briefly about soft leadership. As I said, see why I'm sharing lots of things and recording and sharing with the. I'm recording and sharing with the people. If some of my messages reach out to the listeners and audience, I feel very happy. That means I am impacting the world. So when you cast a stone, you find the ripples, right? So too many little drops will become a mighty ocean, right? So whatever is possible within our limitations, we have to do our best without looking for any recognition. He may get recognition or he may not get recognition. That is a different aspect. But your job is to do your duty. कर्म करो, फल अपने आप मिलेगा. फल का कर्म करो, फल का चिंता मत करो. That means Lord Krishna said, do your duty, don't look for returns. So this is about these are all the things I am integrating with my philosophy. Now I will move on to a new leadership perspective, that is soft leadership. I coined a new leadership perspective, that is soft leadership. And 2007 I joined for my PhD, and it was very critical situation. My wife and I had financial challenges, and I joined as a faculty member. I think I was getting around 8,000 rupees salary. It's very challenging. And then at the end of December, I applied for my PhD. To join for a PhD, I had to show some research papers or articles. Then I already contributed a couple of articles very long back because I am passionate about writing. So I published some articles in Northeast magazines when I was in Assam, and I published my articles in various competitive magazines. So I kept those printouts. Then I met the guide and applied for my PhD. So at that time I invested 10,000 rupees, very limited amount at that time, and that 10,000 I invested only for my PhD. So you can understand how much I care for my education. Just a moment, I will cross this. Just a moment, then I will share my story again. This junction. Okay, I am standing here at the junction, and my wife is walking along with me. So let me share my story. So 2007 I joined for PhD, and I pay 10,000 rupees I invested, and my salary was around 8,000 in a private college. Then 10,000 I invested, and I joined for PhD. That when I joined December 2007, I joined for my PhD, and 2008 January rules were changed. Let me repeat, 2008 January rules were changed and the fee was hiked. If I didn't get money I wouldn't have joined. And if the rules were not prevailing, then probably I wouldn't have joined for my PhD. So 2007 to 2008, so you can see within a short span things have changed. So friends, what you should learn from life is that whatever comes, you have to accept. And whatever comes, you have to accept, right? And whatever came to me, I accepted. I acquired 6 qualifications through private education. I explored and I knocked the doors and explored, and then I got 6 qualifications. Now I joined for my PhD. And if I had delayed my PhD for a few days, I wouldn't have joined for my PhD. Why? Because rules were changed. And the second thing was, fee was hiked. Even the 10,000 rupees I paid for admission for PhD was a very big amount for me, because I was getting some 8,000 or 9,000 from the college every month. So whatever comes, you have to accept. And I accepted and I led. This is life. It's not easy. Life is not easy and cozy. Life is full of challenges. Life is not a straight line. Life is full of ups and downs, right? So you have to accept whatever comes. So then I joined for PhD, and 2007 I got my PhD in soft skills. Then I was teaching for when I was conducting MDP programs, and when I was teaching for EMBA students, then the students and the audiences were asking, questioning, and they felt that the prevailing leadership styles were not relevant. Then I was thinking, yes, there is a gap. Whenever there is a gap, I will close the gap. That's my nature. I am a researcher, and whenever there is a gap, I will close the gap. So there was a gap. So then I had to close the gap. Then I was doing already research for PhD. Then I earned my PhD in soft skills. Then I started a new leadership perspective, that is known as soft leadership. That is the origin of soft leadership. So the soft leadership means, I will briefly explain. The soft leadership helps people emphasize soft skills with your left brain and leadership with your right brain. That's one thing. The soft leadership is all about empathizing, adding value, and impacting the people. The soft leadership helps organizations achieve excellence and effectiveness. The soft leadership helps countries achieve peace and prosperity. The soft leadership helps all generations, whether they are baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. For all generations, the soft leadership is required. And the soft leadership helps in view of technology and artificial intelligence, right? So I started doing research in soft leadership, and I published around 10 books on soft skills and soft leadership. One of the books titled Soft Leadership, A New Direction to Leadership, is a book which I published and I had dedicated that book to this book to Peter Drucker, who is known as the father of modern management. And I received foreword from Philip Kotler, who is known as the father of marketing, and Dave Ulrich, who is known as the father of modern HR, has created a leadership code for soft leadership, and I am known as soft leadership globally because of my contribution, because of my books and research activities. So this is the story of soft leadership. And if you Google soft leadership, then you will find lots of stuff on soft leadership. My 11C framework, which talks about character, charisma, courage, conviction, conscience, contribution, consideration, all these things. and he talks various aspects. So this is briefly about soft leadership, and I am still doing research on soft leadership, and I want to integrate soft leadership with brain science, with decision making, then employee engagement, technology, AI, all those things I want to integrate, and I want to create something unique, and I want to discover something new and impact humankind. So I am living with some purpose, and hopefully God gives me the strength and courage. Hopefully God gives me strength, courage, wisdom, discover something unique and impact humankind. So I am living with some purpose. Although I don't have mentor, I don't have guide, I don't have coach, although no one funded me, nobody sponsored me, but still I am moving forward, because there is some fire that keeps people moving forward, right? So be positive and never give up. Be optimistic about life. Whether I am in Seattle or whether I am in India, wherever I am, I acquire knowledge and share my knowledge. That's my job. So now I'm going to reach home. I think it's close to 1.5 hours. So 1.5 hours talking and holding my smartphone with my left hand. It's very painful and stressful. I request you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and if some of my stories resonates, that serves my purpose. If some of my stories are shared with their connections, that serves my purpose, because I am living with some purpose. I was born with something. Definitely I'll impact and leave this world. What happens next, that we don't know. Life is unpredictable. We don't know what happens. So life is beautiful, life is amazing, life is creative, life is a magic, life is a miracle. Life is all about possibilities. Be positive, never give up. Everything happens for a reason. People waste 30% of their precious time by thinking about their unpleasant past, which will never come back. People think excessively about the future that can't be predicted. So learn to live in the present, and learn to live in the present. Enjoy every moment of your life. Especially after the brain stroke, I realized the importance of my life ever before, and so I realized how fragile the life is. What happens very next moment, that we don't know. So we have to impact till the last second. So life is beautiful, life is amazing. Enjoy your life. This is briefly about now I reached home. I'm waiting for my wife. So you can hear the sounds of aircraft. Then again, let me see which is this aircraft. We have two airports in Seattle. I don't know what is this AVA aircraft name. So really I'm enjoying my life in Seattle, and more than 3 months I am in Seattle. So I'm exhausted because I delivered podcast for more than 1 hour. Now it's 1.5 hours, so 2.5 hours. So I will upload my video and share with my network. So let me see my face. Hello friends, I hope you love my stories. I would appreciate if you could consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Please empathize with me. Sometimes I am stammering, sometimes I am repeating after the brain stroke. but that's a different challenge. And I'm using blood thinner to avert stroke second time. So I'm very positive and bullish about my life, and enjoy every moment of your life, and share with your networks. If someone, if who knows, someone who likes my stories, they share with their networks. So together we will build a better world. And practice gratitude with gratitude.